Hello, just here at work. If y'all reading my post, y'all just read that, there was a little commotion in front of my job, in the little bike path, by the bike path behind the Comfort Inn Hotel. I noticed a lot of cops showing up and, I asked one of them what's up. And he's like, oh, nothing, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And I keep seeing more police officers show up and more and more, and then they put yellow tape around, and I'm like, damn, what's going on? So I took out my binoculars since I'm here at work, and pulled out my binoculars. I stood in a little corner and looked down there, and I see what looked like a comforter. It looked like a comforter hanging from a tree. But like the more I looked at it, through the binoculars, I see it's in the shape of a puffy coat, like an actual, like, a puffy coat. And I'm like, oh shit, is that an arm? Then I see a hand. Some guy, like, rest in peace, dude. Like, some guy hung himself in the back of the Comfort Inn. I found out from the cop that he parked his car. He walked to the grass, to the little wooded area, and hung himself from a tree. Like, dead ass. Like, that's some sad shit. So I go around through the fence line since my job's on this side of the fence line. I go up and I'm looking at it like dead ass, looking straight at it. And I'm like, oh my God, the police over here taking pictures. The forensic people are taking photos. The police are writing shit down. They're over here talking. And I'm like, oh crap. Like, I'm like, oh shit. Somebody actually hung himself. But I only seen his hand, so I'm like, I'm thinking in my mind, yo, was he white? Was he black? Like, I'm thinking like that, and you know, just wondering. Not that it matters because it's a person. A person's a person. Not that it matters, but with all this stuff going on and like the lynching and stuff like that down south, it's just just came to mind. Just wondering. So I'm over here. I walk away and I find another vantage point. I got the binoculars trying to see. The forensic guys came and cut them down. The coroner took them. And when they're leaving, the forensic guy, he comes up to me to the fence and he's like, oh, he's telling me, that's some sad shit. I got a little audio recorded from the officer when I walked up to the fence and I actually saw it. So I actually have the audio of the officer. By the time he got to me, I had to put the phone in my pocket. So I only got like audio. But the point is, you know, the forensic guy comes up to me when everything's like being cleared up and I asked him, he's like, oh, that's sad, somebody took his life, blah, blah, blah. And, I didn't really want to ask, but then I was like, me, I'm bold. So I was like, yo, so, you know, was he a white guy? And he's like, yeah, he's a white guy, and I was like, oh, like, damn. And he's like, yesterday in Wilmington, the police shot a guy, and the people that were there, that's all they cared about. They were like, oh, what was his race? And the guy was like white. He told them they were white. The guy was white, and the people was like, oh, okay, and like they didn't care, and that kind of struck with me, like, you know, I actually fell into that same category as like, you know, it mattered for a second. And the truth of the matter is that as much as we act like it doesn't matter, as much as we act like it doesn't matter, a part of us, it does matter. It does matter. Like, we want to sit here and carry ourselves like we're good people, that we wouldn't be like that. But a part of us, a small part of us, is like that, you know. And it's kind of like we can't be like that, because like, what does that make us? That can't be who we are. That can't be who we are as people. What does it matter if he was white, black, Hispanic, Indian? Does it really matter? Yo, this guy parked his car and took his life behind a hotel. Like, that's some sad shit. Does it really matter what nationality he was? Does it? You know, the fact that you got to ask that question just shows that our mentality is messed up. Because no matter who it is, no matter how holy you think you are, that question would come to mind and you will ask it. So, does it really matter what nationality he was? Or does it matter more that, we just lost another person? Like, COVID took so many. Regular, shootings and things like that take so many. What, what's another one, right? No, that's not how we should think. That's somebody. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's father. That's somebody's brother. That's somebody's uncle. That is somebody. Somebody out there is wondering, yo, this dude hopped in his car and like went out and hasn't called nobody. That's weird. Like, yo, like calling people, like, which makes you think, when's the last time you called somebody to make sure like they I when's the last time you made sure like, damn, I haven't heard from this nigga in a while. Is he alive? Like, yo, there's people out here going through shit that we don't even know. Like, I know this is a long video, but I hit a couple topics that we should all consider, all of us. What type of person are we? Do we care about another person, or do we only care about ourselves? Are we racially biased? You know, with all this Black Lives Matter movement and everything going on, have we become, you know, fuck them, take care about us? Is that who we are? Because that is not who we should be. It should be all of us, not them over there, fuck them. If they die, that's on them. And then us, protect ours. It's not. We shouldn't be like that because we're all in this together. Think.